Today, we're going to talk about one of my most favorite topics, or maybe it's just because it's directed to some of my most favorite people. All right, we're going to talk today about how do you save for a down payment. Millennials, those of you who are getting ready to enter the home buying process, or just all of us who are looking to save for a down payment, this video is specifically for you. The first step, probably, in trying to figure out how you are going to buy a house is deciding on and paying your down payment. So let's define what the down payment is. The down payment is a portion of the home price that is not borrowed and is paid for upfront. Now, for many potential home buyers, this is probably the most stressful part of this process. But the reality is that in buying a home and saving up that down payment, you're probably a lot closer than you think to buying your first home or your future home or to saving up the down payment for that property. So let's jump right in and talk about that. I'm Katie Evans, owner and lead agent of the Living 48 real estate team. Welcome back to another one of our weekly videos. Like I said before, I love this topic, saving, budgeting, all the fun things that we need to do in order to make our home buying process the reality. So most people think that in order to buy a house, that they have to have 20% down payment. In fact, in a recent survey done by Freddie Mac, they determined that nearly 1/3 of all prospective buyers thought that they needed a down payment of 20% or more. This particular myth is the largest perceived barrier to people becoming homeowners and achieving that dream of homeownership. All right, not only is it untrue, but it's keeping most people or many people from achieving that dream of home ownership. And I want to set the record straight today. Okay. So first of all, the amount that you're going to pay for your down payment on a home, that's really a discussion and a decision made between you and your lender based on your circumstances. Typically, a down payment ranges somewhere between 3% and 20%, depending on your loan, depending on your finances, and depending on what you're trying to do. All right. There are some 0% down options, specifically if you are using a VA loan, or there are some other grant money programs. There are still some of those out there. So you can even do it with 0% down, but typically it's between 3 and 20% down. And let's see, the average down payment for first-time home buyers, if you want to average it out and have just a good kind of number to work towards, is actually about 6%. And trust me, 6% is a lot lower than the 20% that you guys are all thinking you have to save up. All right, so how do we save effectively? First, it is important to understand that saving for anything, especially a down payment, whether it's 5% or 15%, can still be a big challenge. Again, another survey was taken, and for first-time homebuyers, 26% of them said that saving for a down payment was one of the most difficult steps in the whole process of purchasing a home. So I don't want to diminish the fact that this is scary, that this is hard, and that this is overwhelming, but it can be done. And I want to give you some ideas about how you can do it. It is all about developing good saving habits, and maybe even more importantly, developing good spending habits. All right, let's talk about the vital portion of saving for a down payment, and that is saving. One of the best ways that you can save for a down payment is to, quote unquote, use the set it and forget it rule. All right, so one of the best ways that you can do that is if you get a regular paycheck from your employer or from wherever it is that you work, you can ask them to direct a portion of your direct deposit into a savings account rather than putting it all into your checking account. Or you can set that up in your bank as an automatic transfer around. And if you have some sort of an independent contractor or freelance worker gig, same thing. You can set it up on your own terms to have a recurring transfer from your checking account into your savings account. And really the idea is to just establish a routine of savings, okay? Now, that becomes hard when there's nothing to save, right? When there's more month than there is money, that's a challenge. So now we get to talk about healthy spending habits. Now, NAR, National Association of Realtors, discovered that most home buyers reported having to make sacrifices in order to afford their down payment. Oh, I am not shocked there. Okay, yeah. So what I would like you to do is number one, do you have a budget? If you don't have a budget, let's talk about getting a budget. Then we're going to start asking ourselves some of the hard questions. And we're going to start making sacrifices. And we're going to make sacrifices probably around limiting our discretionary income, our luxury goods. Those would be things that would include like our clothing budget, if you have a budget, our entertainment budget, if you have an entertainment budget, your dining out budget, if you have that. And really the big question I want to ask you is, do you actually watch all of those streaming services that you're probably paying for? What about your gym membership? How often do you use it? Is it really something that is important to keep in your life right now? Anyway, can you start making your coffee at home or your soda? I don't know. Do you have to go to the Circle K every single day? I don't know. All right. Those seemingly small expenses add up over time. So limiting those is going to give you that power of savings that you need in order to get yourself to that dream of home ownership. All right, let's wrap this up. So even though saving for a down payment might seem very, very intimidating, if you're willing to work for it, you can make it happen to yourself. It is probably closer to your reality than you believe it is. And your down payment does not necessarily have to be a 20% down payment. So I want you to start developing healthy habits around your savings and your spending. And with consistency in that, we will be able to help you achieve that dream of home ownership in next to no time. If you are considering purchasing a home, or if you have a friend or family member who's considering purchasing a home, please, please, please share our information with them. Send them this video. Let us be your coach, your guide, your cheerleader throughout this process and make it a little bit easier for you to get to that dream finish line. Give us a call. You can reach me directly at 480-415-1341. Visit our website over at www.living48realestate.com for this video, several others, and a whole bunch of great resources. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on our next video.